Money in the Bank 2024 is officially in the books or in the bank. And it was an interesting show to say the least. Before we get into my Money in the Bank review, remember to hit that like and subscribe button because we got way more wrestling content on the way, so stay tuned. But back to the video. So let's get into the first one. Is this 6-man tag match? Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline. To me, I thought it was an alright match. They did what they needed to do with the whole Bloodline spots. And one thing I did like though is they really made Jacob Fatu look like this crazy monster. They did a great job presenting Jacob Fatu to really make him look like this crazy beast, this wild animal. And it was kind of weird and interesting to see Solo as this tribal chief role and Jacob as the enforcer. They did what they needed to do. They both, of course, had a regular Bloodline match. It's slow for the most part, and then it gets riled up when the ref gets bumped and they have the moments of just going crazy. I definitely do think they dragged out the whole beating up of Kevin Owens for a bit way too long in my personal opinion. But either way, it did its job and made Jacob Fatu look good, made the Bloodline look strong. It did the thing that I said they needed to do was have Solo Sikoa pin Cody Rhodes to build up to that SummerSlam match, because no one would believe that Solo Sikoa could beat Cody Rhodes if he didn't pin him. That leaves a mark. Like, you pin the champion, you deserve a title opportunity. Even though I just didn't really care for this match, anyway, it was an alright match. Then we got into the men's Money in the Bank match, and honestly, to me, I thought this was just, they played it safe. Don't get me wrong, they had some crazy moves in this match. Like, you had Carmelo Hayes taking all these different flips and bumps from Andrade, taking that one like leg drop in the middle between two ladders. You had him taking this flip onto a ladder. You had him taking a freaking sunset flip power bomb onto a ladder. Like, Carmelo Hayes and Andrade cooking in this match. They were going all out in this. Also, Chad Gable going crazy this match, German suplexing everyone, even freaking German suplexing a ladder, and then also to even him trying to almost get the briefcase and him hanging up and taking a nasty spot of falling all the way from the top of. But I still feel like they played this safe match. I feel like they could have went more, but it was still fun. It was just kind of safe, if that makes sense. It was still a great match, but it was safe. But either way, we finally get to the moment. Finally get to the moment. Jey Uso's about to grab that briefcase, and then Drew McIntyre basically a chair right into Jey Uso's face and climbed up and grabbed the briefcase, and Drew McIntyre ends up being your 2024 Mr. Money in the Bank winner in a pretty decent match. It was a pretty good match, but I feel like we just have to talk about the elephant in the room, and let's just go to the Seth Rollins and Damian Priest match. This match was still good. Before what happened later on in the match, they were actually cooking. Damian was looking good. Seth Rollins looked like he's never been injured, looked the healthiest he's ever been, doing crazy moves, jumping off of the top rope, doing swanton bombs off the top rope, going back and forth. They looked great. Everyone looked really good in this match. Then we get to the moment that everyone's been talking about, and that is the moment where Seth Rollins hits his same move he always does, a suplex off the top rope. Then he comes up, hits the Falcon. He's about to hit a Falcon Arrow. Damian Priest reverses it. Seth Rollins then hits the Falcon Arrow, and then we get the 1, 2, and then it's 3. It's supposed to be 3, but then the ref is like, no, it's 2, and you can tell obviously Seth Rollins is like, well, what's going on? And a lot of people are saying Damian Priest was supposed to kick out, or maybe he got knocked out. And now I feel like you gotta make this into some type of storyline. Either Finn Balor or Liv Morgan paid off the ref, because it's just going to look weird. Because it's like, how are you supposed to explain this when Seth Rollins clearly should have won, but he wasn't even supposed to get to all the way to 3, so they gotta figure something out with that. Then we get to McIntyre's music hits, he comes in, cashes in, and now it's a triple threat match. And of course, who comes in? CM Punk comes in, attacks and goes crazy on Drew McIntyre, takes him out and makes it worse. Damian Priest can come in, hit the South of Heaven, and pin Drew McIntyre to retain his World Heavyweight Championship. This, I have a lot of mixed reactions with this. I have really mixed emotions, because aside of this where it makes sense, as you have Punk costing Drew with the whole story, and then him costing him the briefcase, the final thing that Drew thought he could do to get at CM Punk. That makes sense, but him costing him, it makes sense for that part. So costing Seth Rollins the match, so he can't go after Damian Priest no more, and that could tie into their match, or potentially maybe doing a triple threat at SummerSlam, or teasing for their feud at WrestleMania. So it adds so much more layers and depth to the story. It ties them together for that point. But at the same time, I feel like this cash-in was so the whole point of the Money in the Briefcase, I feel like it was just a whole disappointment of doing it. Like, that's not the point of the Money in the Bank. The point of the Money in the Bank was to give someone an opportunity, to give them a chance to change their careers. And any of those other guys could really have a great shot of holding that briefcase, being able to elevate themselves to the main event. Carmelo could have used it, Andrade could have used it, even Chad Gable, or someone like no one wants to speak of is Jey Uso, because he's the most over, and you really just gonna waste his momentum for joining this bloodline story and not give him nothing? Like, at least gave him the Money in the Bank, even if it was a failed cash in, at least he got the briefcase. But either way, we move on. It was alright match, it was still good before the mishap with production. Then we get into defending his Intercontinental Championship against Braun Breaker, and I just want to say first, this match was good. I felt like they were doing great. They were pulling off each other's moves where everything was flowing super well, but then I feel like we never really got to reach up that next level of like what a pay-per-view match would be, where they go all out and really try to show off. Like, they were doing everything, but I feel like it didn't hit that next edge up, you know, that next level up towards the match. But then we lie into an issue that we get out of nowhere when Braun Breaker's trying to do a spear. Sami Zayn hits the kick on him, blocks that, and then hits, you know, a black spoiler into the corner, hits a little kick, and then 1, 2, 3, Sami Zayn retains. And this, I have mixed emotions, because I understand why they let Sami Zayn retain. I have no hate. I'm a big Sami Zayn fan, so I'm fine if he retained. First of all, it's in his hometown, it's in Canada. But then the issue you have here is you made Braun Breaker lose clean. That is so stupid, because Braun Breaker has been the past couple months destroying every living single person. He legit just packed up Ricochet, and he loses clean. And how they've been presenting Braun Breaker, he shouldn't be losing to one haluva kick. He should have been at least 2 to 3 to 4 haluva kicks that he had to do finally take out Braun Breaker, or even like, because it should have been where Sami Zayn barely escapes, but he pulls out the victory, so you can have a cause to rebuild another match that potentially had SummerSlam. Because to me, I just feel like that was a stupid point to do, of making Braun Breaker lose clean into one haluva kick. Really just kind of let down the whole momentum and the feeling of the match, because I feel like there was more they could have given. Either way, it was still a good match in my personal opinion. Then we get into, to me, the match of the night, and that was the women's Money in the Bank match. This match was amazing. At first, it was a little bit sloppy, a little bit botches, it was kind of messy, but it's a ladder match, stuff like that happens. But then we get into some cool sequences where everything's starting to flowing. Io Sky looking amazing like she always does. I love that they were bringing back, you know, this Io and Lyra feud that's currently going on, you know, getting her stuck in the ladder, hitting her with kicks when she's trying to climb up, Lyra coming up and just back suplexing her onto the ground from there, looking like a nasty spot. You know, Naomi showing off her impressive skills, looking great in the match, you know, doing almost that kind of split ladder move and then doing into a DDT. That was amazing. And then of course Chelsea Green looking like a star. I wish they would push her more like this, and her being just the absolute star in the match. Her comedic gimmick of being afraid of heights, trying to jump up with the ladder, trying to jump up, trying to use the ladder to hit the briefcase out. It was so funny. It was so amazing. She killed it out there. You know, crazy on Pretty her on Naomi onto the ladders, doing this crazy table spot that it was super crazy dangerous that she did when Tiffany pushed her off the ladder and she flew into the tables. That was a crazy spot. Then we also get into Zoe. It's Lyra off the top ladder, drops onto the top ladder onto another ladder. That spot looked nasty. Then you had Io Sky, I don't know if it was like a driver type move or a pile driver, whatever it was, hitting Zoe Stark and slamming her into the ladder. That looked disgusting in that spot. Chelsea Green's about to reach for the briefcase, and he comes up, push her to the tables down below. And to me, honestly, it was the right person to win, because the only two people that were right to win was either Tiffany or Chelsea, and Tiffany is your winner. And there's a lot of interesting stories you can play with Tiffany being Miss Money in the Bank, and she would be, I hope she has a successful cash in, because she would be an amazing champion. But either way, I'm still happy. Even though I really wanted Chelsea Green, I'm still happy that Tiffany Stratton is now your new Miss Money in the Bank of 2024. Killed it out there, because that match was absolutely fantastic. Now we get into another sad moment of the night. The one thing I really wanted to leave off at the end of this review, and that is John Cena retiring. And that was really hurtful. He's a guy who got me into wrestling. In my top 5 of all time, my top 3, seeing him going to retire at the end of next year really hurts, man. Just knowing, because I didn't expect it to happen so soon. I knew it was coming, but just hearing it happening was just something so sad and really soured the mood of the whole show. But man, I can't wait to see more of John Cena, but it's definitely going to be a very sad ride of knowing this is the last we're going to see of John Cena. Money in the Bank had a lot of sad had a lot of ups, a lot of downs, and either way, it was kind of disappointing. It was kind of a letdown. A lot of good points, a lot of bad points. There's a lot of ups and downs in general. But remember to hit that like and subscribe button and let me know down your overall thoughts. What did you rate this year's Money in the Bank of 2024, and what were your thoughts on overall matches? Let me know down in the comments, and we're just gonna have to see what is the follow, what is the aftermath that Money Bank is gonna leave for the rest of the year in the WWE. We have to wait and find out. So now y'all can go. Bye bye. Go.